Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thanks for stopping by, and it has been a while that we've actually got to sit down with you guys and enjoy, see that right there, how I did that? A cup of coffee. And
It's like you planned it.
Well, I didn't really plan it. I planned this cup because I hope that you get to enjoy some time off with family around Christmas. Right now we have... Are you officially on Christmas break?
I waved the checkered flag after the basketball game last night. I texted those who are always my right-hand people helping me out. A guy waving a checkered flag, and I said, "We made it. We did it." I was on brain overload there for a little bit with all the school stuff and the kids stuff and the farm stuff and the YouTube stuff and the whatever else.
So now it's time to take a deep breath and enjoy a break with family, a break with friends, and Christmas time, and time to celebrate our Savior's birth, and it's just going to be a great holiday season.
We get 3 weeks off for school, and I'm so excited, but it's going to fly by.
Yes.
Something I want to do, I haven't told Gary, and this is random, but...
Uh-oh, I might be in for it. Let's hear it.
I want to take the kids to the movies because we haven't been in a while, and there's been several new good kid movies come out, and we haven't got to watch them, so may need to go several times to the movies, but at least want to go once.
Definitely need to do that. You can do it by yourself, or you can do it with me. Either way. If I've got a few days off coming up, so I'll definitely try to go at some point. I love the movie popcorn. When you pump it full of butter, oh, that's the best popcorn. That's the best popcorn there is.
Yeah.
Lots of salt. It's clogging my arteries as I think about it.
So what are we talking about today?
So today is the long-awaited, I think I've mentioned it once or twice, the reasons why we chose to get Scottish Highland cattle. And Cassie likes to call them something that rhymes with a Toyota name. Or is a Toyota name.
Highlander rolls off the tongue. And then y'all kill me in the comments. They are not called Highlanders. Okay. And then I called them coos because Wikipedia says that coo is the Scottish word for cow. And then some dude tells me his family's from Scotland? And they don't call them coos. And I sound like an idiot when I say that. So, whatever.
Well, guess what? You can call them whatever you want.
I'm going to make up my own name.
You know why you can call them whatever you want?
Because they're mine?
Because they're yours. So all the other Scottish Highland cattle,
them donkeys.
The ones in Scotland, he can call them whatever he wants. The ones that are here at Walker Farm, and apparently Chad up at Adler Farms, he likes to call them coos. So
I mean, are you going to argue with Wikipedia?
No, it's catchy. I like it. There's no reason to argue. So
next time was going to tell me they're not called a fold.
Now here's something I haven't told Cassie yet.
Uh-oh.
So this whole fold thing, it was a open rock shelter, like a barn that was built in Scotland. I Googled it, I can't even find images of it. So I'm going to try to build one of those. I've got a bunch of big rocks sitting out there in the pasture that we dug out from our pond.
Have you seen how big their horns are? It's going to be big.
I want to build one. It's on my bucket list.
Oh, jeez.
Not saying it's going to happen this year or next year, but maybe in 3 years.
You also have a freezer camp to build.
I'm working on it.
You have my flower beds you haven't finished.
That's a January project.
We've been wanting to do some type of guest house on the farm.
That's like summertime. So you guys stick around. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. This is Catching Up with the Walkers, obviously, and you got to catch up on everything that's going on. So
you're taking a drink. That means I have to talk.
Well, so now let's get straight to it, because one of the most commonly asked questions that I've seen anytime we have the Highland cattle, well, one is, do you have a bull?
Ow.
So let's just start from there. We have 5 Highland cows that are all range in ages from 5 to 7 years old. And let's quiz Cassie on the names. Do you know the names?
Yes. I don't know who's who all the time, but yes. At first I was going to say, also people keep saying, you didn't get minis like Chad. Chad don't have minis. Chad has babies. We got 5-year-olds. There's kind of a size difference.
They're going to grow. Okay, names.
Poppy, Ellie, Charlie, which someone told me we saying that wrong.
Charlie.
Charlie is the Scottish way that you say coos.
That's 3.
Reba. Ellie, did I say that?
Yep. You're missing another. You're missing one more. It's 2 letters over and over.
Cece.
Cece. So we're going to try to put those up right now. Reba, Charlie, Cece,
Charlie,
Cece, Poppy, and Ellie. So hopefully you've seen all of those. I want to try to do better at calling them by their names. I've started to distinguish the horns and the
Poppy's my
coloring
favorite with her black on her face or darker color.
And Charlie is my favorite with the most hair. She's got. Oh wait. My bad. Reba's my favorite.
And she's lighter colored, isn't she?
Reba's lighter colored, and she has the best hair of all of them.
Well, because Reba McEntire.
Reba from Oklahoma, Reba McEntire, one of our Oklahoma greats. So there's a rundown on what the cattle are. The next question we get most commonly is, do you have a bull? If you don't have a bull, why don't you have a bull? Are you getting a bull?
Rome wasn't built in a day, people.
So I would like to have a bull no later than July of 2022. Now, if I say that, and if I get one next week because I find a really good deal,
call you out on it. You said,
yeah, they're going to say, well, Gary, you said that you were going to get one in July. We weren't ready for this. Well, if I find one though, we're going to get one. So there's a bull, different sales, different times. I would actually like to get a registered bull just to know kind of the genetics that I'm getting into my herd.
Now you're just getting fancy.
Well, the bulls aren't that crazy expensive. The heifers and the cows are just as expensive as the bulls. So we're going to get a bull. The next question is, why did we get Highland cattle? And that's probably the biggest question. So, why did we get Highland cattle?
It's all Chad's fault.
No. Well, it's partially Chad's fault. He gets credit, some credit. Take it way back, though, to the beginning of keeping track of breeds.
Adam and Eve?
No. Well, God created, ... The oldest breed that is kept is the Scottish Highland breed.
So, Chad's been saying Gary's going to nerd out over this, and he is.
This is the point. This is it, Chad, right here. This is where I'm nerding out.
So, to me, a cow's a cow. But I get excited about chickens, and there's certain breeds I would like to get, and then I don't have the time and whatever. But we got pens to put, or we got pasture to put cows in, so you might as well have some fancy ones or the oldest ones. So this is where, give Gary a moment. Go.
Okay. The oldest breed of cattle registered, not trademark, but like tracked, is the Scottish Highland breed of cattle. And they've been keeping them records for years and years, all the way back to Scotland.
So you never knew this was on your bucket list, but it was.
It
as
is.
A true cattleman.
It is. And well, and I just had to look a little bit back in my history to know why this was somewhat important.
Uh-oh.
So I have, some of you may remember, I've said it before, whenever I retrace the Trail of Tears, the Cherokee Nation has a genealogy department. That genealogy department traced my heritage, history, whatever you want to call it, way back, 9 generations back.
Let me guess. You're Indians from Scotland.
So
I'm gonna need more coffee.
So some of my heritage is Cherokee. We live in the Cherokee Nation. We live on the Cherokee Nation reservation. We are surrounded by Cherokee culture and heritage. But whenever they were tracing way back in the history, Ezekiel Harlan,
Lead in, people. Listen.
was born in 1679 in Donegal Down, Ireland. Now, he wasn't from Scotland. I know some of you people are going to say, well, that's a completely different country. They're not that far apart on the map. All right?
Is this justification now?
It's a reach. But
the story's getting better and better. Or worse and worse.
Whenever I see Highland cattle, I think of bagpipes.
I thought you were going to say my ancestors.
Well, guess what? So there were some of these cattle, because the countries are so close, some of these Scottish Highland cattle made their way over to Ireland. So I'm imagining, in my imagination, my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, Ezekiel Harlan, he
take the wheel.
had probably...
We're going to name our bull that.
He had some... We should name him as Harlan or Ezekiel, but he probably had some of these cows. And
he probably had Poppy's grandma.
In 1700, he actually got married in Pennsylvania. And so that's whenever he was here. So he moved. He may have brought over the first Highland cattle. He might have left.
Probably he did.
Ireland, stopped in Scotland, grabbed some Highlands, hopped on the ship.
Were there any Highlanders on his ship?
Toyotas. So this...
What about, did he call them coos or cows?
Coos. Trust me. This had me reaching back a ways.
Noticed.
So there's that part of it. It kind of plays in.
I'm gonna trace my ancestry back to some chickens I want.
You certainly should. Maybe an ostrich or an emu.
Hashtag nope.
All right. Well,
freaky eyes. You guys know if you watched Walker Farm Fam yesterday, I don't like things coming at me with freaky eyes.
So if you guys think that I'm stretching a little bit too far, just call me Stretch Armstrong. But now we'll get to the actual cattle themselves. So why did we get Highland cattle?
Why wouldn't we?
We like them. Like whenever we see them, to me the first look, they remind me of a bison.
Yeah.
The way their heads down and their horns and their hair and fur. Ransom calls them furry cattle. If that's not like the cutest thing you've ever seen, then that's what else is.
I've seen other hobby cattle, small cattle, whatever people want to call them cattle, and I thought they were ugly.
And these?
Or I was like, why? I don't understand. Like, why would you have that? Why not just get a big one? Or I'm like, I don't get it. And then I saw these. I saw pictures of Chads and stuff. I hadn't really. Well, I saw pictures in like stores and stuff for sale. If you haven't noticed, Highland cow pictures are for sale everywhere.
Oh.
But I never thought about it. But then I saw Chads. I was like, oh, those are cool. And then I saw Chads in person. I was like, I need these.
She tried to load one up. She tried to load up McFred. Right? We locked the Beefy Boys in the front of the trailer, and Cassie was trying to get Fred into the back.
Whatever.
I told her, now's not the time. Don't be trying to steal Chad's cattle. He was already, sad to see the Beefy Boys go. It just wasn't the time.
But if you're gonna have fancy cows, you might as well have cool ones.
And so I don't know if you guys are aware, but we have a YouTube channel called Walker Farm Fam. And on that channel, sometimes we like to show the cattle, and those cattle are very photogenic.
They are.
They stand well for the camera, and they have a lot of attributes about them, like the horns, the hair, the fur.
They're good for clickbait?
No, it's not. We're not clickbait. Are you lying about them?
Oh, yesterday someone commented that our video was clickbait, and I literally called 911. There was literally a fire. The fire and police literally came. Anyway. All
right, Cassie's chasing rabbits now. We're gonna pull it back in to the cattle.
Don't get me started. Do you want to watch a video with a boring title?
No, I mean, we're going to pick the most boring thing out of our next video and say, Cassie swept the shop out. And we're going to show...
That's going to be our title and thumbnail.
That's going to be our title and thumbnail, but we're going to have all kinds of exciting stuff. Probably, we might blow up the shipping container or something crazy.
I might save
our
Highland coup from a burning building.
Our title's going to... save Highland coup from a burning building. And our title's going to be, we swept the shop out because it was getting dirty. But back to the cows... I've heard the word mini cow, mini this, mini that thrown around. These cows are not minis. They weigh 800 to 1,000 pounds.
They are way bigger than I ever thought they would be.
They're a medium framed cow. They're low to the ground a little bit because they're shorter legs.
Body wise, I don't know that they're smaller than some of our Angus. Their legs are just not long.
they're a little smaller, but they're not minis. And now they can breed minis just about like they breed any breed. They have miniature Australian Shepherds.
Which I feel like a mini Highland is pointless. Unless you own a petting zoo.
Well, exactly. And that's what some people use them for, is just to love on and pet on and keep for a pet, and that's fine. But what we want to do with our cows is actually breed them and utilize them to add to our farm, meaning sustainability. So that's the next thing that I want to talk about is the price of the Highland cattle. You can get more profit off of one Highland cow than you can potentially off of 2 of our Angus cattle. So do the quick math. I'll just call it quick math. The price it costs to feed a 1,200 pound Angus cow, so you'd have to feed 2 of them. Mm-hmm. Now take one Highland cow, and you get the same profit off of that calf potentially. The bottom could fall out of the market and whatever. We'll still be fine. But potentially you could get the same profit from one Highland cow that eats less, consumes less than 2 big Angus cows.
So are you saying that this is Dave Ramsey approved?
Well, I didn't go that far because actually it is Dave Ramsey approved because we paid for it with cash. We didn't go into debt for it. But what I'm saying is it makes financial sense. When I called around to inquire about Highlands, the first guy I talked to was really into Highland cattle. Like he had raised them for 20 years, and he said that what he learned...
He probably has Highland cattle sheets.
Well, what he learned after about 3 years was his tax guy said there's a big difference in the Angus cattle and the Highland cattle that he was raising because he kept all records separate on them. He said the Highlands actually pay the bills. So long-term...
because most cattle farmers are poor.
Long-term sustainability,
You usually have to have 2 to 3 jobs if you're going to be a cattle farmer.
Well, if you're going to be a big time one, you probably need to inherit land. It's hard to start out as a cattle farmer. It's going to be something that's going to be harder and harder as land gets more expensive and more scarce. So other than that, though, there's just some natural traits of the Highland cattle. They are easy keepers and they have calving ease. So if you're familiar with cattle at calving time, if you have cows, new heifers that are bred and you're not familiar with them, you have to stay around. You have to be there to pull calves, to keep a close watch on them. And Highland cattle are known for their calving ease, even as heifers. So that's one of the things that we've learned. Also, they are beef cattle. So if we want to raise a steer up one day, they take about an extra year as far as raising them goes. But we can still get beef out of them, and they're lower cholesterol.
I was going to say, a lot of people prefer it because they're lower in cholesterol. With all that hair, they don't have to have as much body fat. And they are lower in cholesterol, so it's a healthier meat for people to eat. I forgot what I was going to say. I'll tell you in a second.
There you go. She'll think of it. But really just also diversifying the herd. So what if next year the beef cattle market goes way down? Well, what if half of our herd or we have a second herd that is Highland cattle and the market stays good on them? Or what if our Highland cattle market drops and our beef cattle market's doing great? So anytime you can diversify in a business, you're going to do a lot better in the long run. And you're investing, you need to diversify, and retirement accounts, ...
In YouTube, you need to diversify.
Sure. That's why we have 2 channels. That's
People
why
don't want to just see our chickens every day.
So all of those reasons add up to the reasons we got Highland cattle. Also, I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but they're called stock for a reason. You know why?
Because
livestock.
Your money's in them?
Because they're liquidable. That means...
I wouldn't lick one.
They're liquidable. Cassie's going to lick a Highland. If you guys want to see it on the next Catching Up with the Walkers, which part are you going to lick? Their horns?
I said I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't.
You're the one that said they're lickable.
Liquidable. Oh. It's a big word. Sorry. It's early in the morning.
More than one syllable.
But we bought them. You can take cattle to an auction next week. So we would have to search a little harder to find an auction, say a little like the ones I went to in Parsons, Kansas, or there's one close to our house twice a year.
I remember what I was going to say.
Okay, go for it.
They're naturally gentle and docile, and
oh, yeah.
I'm looking into. I'm the 4-H leader at our school. I should know all the rules, but I don't. But looking into seeing if the kids can maybe show them.
I don't think you can because they're horned. They're naturally horned cattle.
But I talked to Mr. Stamper, and he said that most of the dairy cows there have horns, but he said it might be, they can only be so long or something. So I said if we showed a young one, it's horns. So anyway, lots of you are saying the kids should show them. I'm looking into that. And also, Ranger has a job when they start hitting the ground of he's going to halter train them. So
Yeah, there's going to be lots of opportunities come out of this. So those are some of the reasons we got the Highland cattle, and as the point I was getting to with the fact that they are livestock. If we don't want them in 2 months, we can sell them. Like, they still are worth something.
Some people said, "Why did you get all red ones?" Well, that's what was for sale.
Oh, that's another thing about them. They have a lot of varieties, and later on, if we grow our herd, I would like to get into some different colors. But there's, in addition to red, there's blonde, which Reba's kind of blonde, but they have gray or silver, white, black, dun, which is kind of a brindle color, and there may be some more, but those are just some of the reasons that we felt like adding Highland cattle to our farm would be a good move right now.
And because Gary wanted to.
And because we wanted to. And if that's not enough of a reason, then what is? So as far as catching up with the Walkers, what's coming up on Walker Farm Fam next? We have another YouTuber coming to our place, and hopefully it'll be on our next video out on Walker Farm Fam, and they're getting...
We're bartering some things.
An animal.
I'm not sure I'm getting the good end of the deal.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting a good deal, but we'll find out. You guys stick around for that. But we've got that coming up. Also, the shipping container. We've got all the supplies now. I had to get some drill bits and some different fittings and stuff, but we should have those wired up within the next week. We'll have lights in there, and won't be much else to do except put up some more insulation and cut a hole for that air conditioner. And,
I don't want it to.
Yeah, won't be bad at all. So we're really looking forward to that. I'm going to test it out, try to get it to maintain a temperature for maybe 3 or 4 days, and give it a good test. And Cassie is yawning. She must have not got enough sleep.
I told you, I've been ready for this Christmas break, and I got to get caught up on some sleep.
So as far as prayer requests here on Catching Up with the Walkers, we always are open to your prayer requests. If you leave them down in the comments, we will read them and be praying for them, and I know a lot of others do as well. We've had several requests come in for the victims of the tornadoes, and so we've been praying for them, and we hope that you are as well. Also, our dear friend Rachel, her mom is still going through treatments right now.
Rachel over at Hidden Heights Farm. So pray for her mom as she's going through treatments, and she's going to start wrapping those up, I believe. So pray for quick healing and recovery. Going through that, the chemo, radiation, and all that type of stuff is never easy on someone's body. So just be praying for that, and praying for Rachel as she has done an amazing job getting her mom to and from all these things, and just picking up the slack and doing what she needs to do to make sure that it's all possible. So if you guys have a prayer request, leave it down in the comments, and we're always thankful that you guys go down there and encourage one another. Please know we see them, we pray for them, and we just pray that you guys have a great Christmas to remember the true meaning and celebrating the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
And speaking of celebrating, some of you joined us over at our church service where Ranger and Mazzy were able to do a little program. And this Sunday... No?
Sunday after Christmas.
Oh, the Sunday after Christmas is...
Ransom's program.
This
Sunday is an adult program thing. And then Ransom's will be the Sunday after next. But a little birdie told me Wednesday at church that what the adults are doing Sunday is going to be one of the most amazing things that our church has done in a very long time. So I'm excited about that.
So the point I was getting to is, if you're not following along with us over on Facebook, we share the live every Sunday before we go live. We go live at what,
11:42. 10:42
Central Time. And if you want to, we want to invite you to come and join us and worship, and hopefully you will enjoy it as much as we do. Cassie and I are actually back there at the computer running the cameras and the words on the screen.
Yeah, we don't have anything to do with the sound. We kind of do, kind of don't. But some Sundays the sound hasn't been our friend. But we work hand in hand with that, I guess.
We do our best. We have like 3 or 4 cameras to operate. We're also doing all the stuff in the background. So If it's not perfect, don't give us too hard of a time. Just say, hey, you can work on that a little bit.
But if you do watch it, I appreciate when you say, we can't hear, because sometimes I'm like, oh no, and we get it fixed. Yeah. So anyway.
But we absolutely love to see whenever our YouTube family joins our church family. Yeah. It's bringing it all together, and we can't thank you guys enough for all of that.
Especially if you're not able to get out and attend your church or something like that, and you're able to worship with us, that is just a blessing to us. And so it's a lot of fun. Yep. So anything else?
Nope. We want to thank you guys so much for following along as we get caught up today. And hopefully you've enjoyed your cup of coffee this morning. And
I think I'll have another.
Yeah, Cassie needs one more to get those yawns out. But we hope you have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you next time.
Love you guys.